Deps is going to slide on into your DMs. Another new color of LV500 from Lucky Craft. And the official worldwide release of the brand new Sims CX rain gear. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. And a brand new 6-pack of Orion. Cheers, Jeff. Where's yours?
You didn't give me one because you drank all of them.
Everybody knows if I give you alcohol, you stare at it. This is a drinking show, Jeff.
Oh, I see.
Griff, you need a beer?
Yeah.
Let me know when we're rolling. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Deps, Lucky Craft, Jackall, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Taco on Instagram, being filmed by my buddy Jeffrey the King. We are the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new drops that arrive during the week, as well as important restocks, so you can stay on top of the game. So first of all, cheers, happy Sunday. If you are new to us, you are going to get to watch me sip the world's greatest tasting beer. This is Orion from the beautiful island of Okinawa. Did that look delicious, Jeff?
Made me a little bit thirsty.
All right. So this is the release party of the brand new Sims CX rain gear. This is something that they have been working on for a very long time. It is younger, it is more fashion forward, it is super comfortable. All right, let's talk about this beautiful Sims CX gear. So I know you guys are all familiar with Sims. Sims makes arguably the greatest, outdoor gear for anglers. Pro Dry has been at the top of the rain gear world basically since its inception, and it's still, the king of rain gear. But you're going to spend $1,200 for a set of jacket and bibs, and the nature of Gore-Tex and the build of that is it's a pretty straightforward rain suit. Sims wanted to develop a new line of gear that was much more fashion forward, so it has more aggressive styling, it's going to appeal to a younger crowd, and it has some really cool features that none of their other suits have. So first thing to point out is this is a brand new 3-layer waterproof, windproof material designed by Sims. It is not only, incredibly weatherproof, but it's very stretchy. It has some spandex built into it, so the entire suit moves and flexes with you as you move. So casting is easy, driving the boat is easy, just moving around and doing, normal routine things is easy. It doesn't feel like you have this big clunky rain suit. It also has a brand new zipper system. This is called their True Zip waterproof zipper. Now what's dope about this zipper is it's totally self-healing. So, nothing is more frustrating than opening a zipper and then it goes off, one of the rails and you're like, fuck, now my zipper is totally ruined, right? So if that were to ever happen with this zipper, you just zip it back, zip it forward, and it self-heals. So this zipper will last forever. It's 100% waterproof, which allows them to do some really cool features like build these deeper pockets. You could drop your iPhone, you could drop, hooks and baits and things in there and not worry about it having any kind of issue. What has your experience been so far with this jacket, Jeff? What has your experience been, Jeff?
So, having this suit since October?
October, yep.
Wow, that was a minute ago now.
I know.
when we were up in beautiful Wisconsin, freezing our asses off.
But we had cheese curds.
We had tons and tons of cheese curds.
And a 15-pound walleye.
I was freezing cold because when I went up there, I didn't have anything like Ben had. He had all the new Pro Dry and he had all the fancy stuff, where I had 3 layers of socks and probably 3 pairs of pants. Like, it wasn't good. So on like our final day there, I was
You're like
able
a homeless guy in a boat.
Pretty much.
Basically.
That's what I look like to everybody.
Right.
So the final day when we were out, you know, testing out the new suit, I was actually warm for once, and I had the jacket and the bibs, and I was extremely surprised that even though it was blowing like 50-mile-per-hour winds out there, the suit made it feel like it was actually nothing out there, which made it way more comfortable, or somewhat comfortable, to fish in 19-degree water and air temp. So I was like, all right, this is great. Let's see the flexibility. So I picked up the first rod that I was fishing was like an A-rig and full body casting. I was very surprised of the flexibility that the suit actually had. And then, you know, hooking a fish and trying to land it, it felt really good actually. And so ever since getting it back here, I've been throwing, you know, big swim baits for the past, you know, 4 months straight, and this suit actually does really well. It's lightweight, so even when the sun comes up, it's not where it's like, oh dude, it's super hot, I've got to take off the jacket and the bibs. A lot of times I was actually leaving the entire suit on the entire day when I was out there fishing. So it's lightweight, it's breathable, it's flexible. It's just everything that you would want in a good rain suit at not a terrible price. You know?
So they're $399.95, right? So it's about a third less expensive than Pro Dry.
Yeah.
But with the new features, the new fabric, and there's tons of little features that you guys all, you know, that you can discover. Kill switch holders and different pockets and hidden things. And it comes in that color you have there, in the black.
Black and orange.
And then, you know, I couldn't help but notice there's a very sexy model on the Sims website modeling this piece here in this woodland camo.
Oh yeah, it's Seth Fighter, I think.
Oh no, it's you. It's definitely you. Unless Seth Fighter is very, very over tanned, it's definitely you.
Yeah, I personally like the camo one the best. I mean, it just looks so freaking dope. I mean, yeah, you'll get some comments out on the water like, whoa, is there somebody on that boat? Like, I got that a few times out there on the water this season, but you get over it because you look pretty dope in it.
I like the black one.
You do?
Yeah, I think the black is sick. There's also a set of bibs, okay? So it goes with it, and same thing, it has the true zip zipper. It has all the reinforcement everywhere you need it to be. Knees, butt section. It's got a zip up, you know, halfway up the leg. So, whoa, careful where you're pointing that thing, Jeff.
Going halfway
This
up the
is
leg.
a family show.
Going halfway up the leg.
Wow. So definitely check it out. If you guys need a new set of rain gear, I think you're gonna love the CX gear. It's a great bang for the buck. Do I gotta shrink down here so I can fit
No,
in
you're
the
good.
screen? This is Jeff level?
Yeah,
Is this really how tall you are?
Unfortunately.
You're a small little dude.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
Loose body.
Oh my God. So I guess if you're a small little guy like Jeff, you're probably
Jesus.
gonna be in like a medium or a small? I don't even know. What do they make an extra small for you? Do they have to?
I have to get a Japanese model.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so small.
If you're a normal size human like me or Griff, then there's a large, an extra large, a 2XL. So there's plenty of sizing. If you guys have any questions, just holler at us and we'll help walk you through it. But definitely check that out. New this week. I don't expect it to last long. This is like the pre-drop. So there's not a ton of pieces in, but there should be enough for you guys to go check them out and scoop them up. New this week from Lucky Craft. We see another really cool limited edition drop in the LV500. Now this is another ghost minnow pattern. I know what you're probably thinking, like, holy shit, how many ghost minnow patterns can there be? But if you're gonna make a bunch of color patterns on one base color, ghost minnow is the one to do it. This one is totally unique. This is MH Ghost Minnow. So Jeff, any thoughts on what MH stands for? Here's the color. What do you think MH means?
Mystery hue.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
You want to take another stabber?
Mystical Houdini.
No. It stands for, of course, metallic half.
But I like Mystical Houdini better.
No, metallic half. Now, I don't know why they don't call it half metallic, but it is half metallic and half ghost minnow. So as you see, as it moves through, it kind of has that shiny, reflection of colors that you're going to get, plus that half tone. So as this is going through the water, you're going to get all that beautiful bait fish flash in still a real natural profile. So it's limited. There's only 200 pieces or 192 pieces, something like that. So at some point, this may become a core color. For now, it's a limited tester run. So if you guys are interested, you can scoop that up now. Also new this week from Lucky Craft, we see some new additions in their sinking crankbait lineup. Now these are pretty cool. So we see the addition of the LC 1.0 D7 and the LC 1.5 D9. Now the 1.0 and the 1.5 is referring to the size of the body. These are a deep diving, a totally silent version, so the same body is like the LC 1.5 square bill that you're used to seeing, but in a sinking deep diver. So they're calling it D9. If you cast this and just start your retrieve right away, it's going to get down to like that 9 to 10 foot zone. But if you cast it and let it sink down, it will continue to dive down deeper as well. So you can throw this smaller bait down into that 15 to 20 foot zone potentially if you make the right cast and fish it on the right line. So pretty cool. Now, this is a stabber for them. They're gonna test the market. So they're only doing it in a few colors, but there's some great ones like Teal Gill and Pearl Threadfin Shad and Chartreuse Shad. So if you guys love getting like that mid-range crankbait down there, this would definitely be one to add to the arsenal. That is new this week from Lucky Craft. Also, staying in that sinking crankbait, we also see the addition of the LC 0.7 DR. Okay, so this is the same kind of body size as that DRX that we showed last week. So it's a little squattier of a bait, right? But this guy is going to have a wider wobble, more of a hunting wobble, and a really loud knock in it. Right, so it's going to make a lot more sound, but again, it is going to be a sinking version. So you can let this guy sink down into the riprap, into the rocks, and then bounce it around down through all those rocks and just let that rattle knock around inside of there. So some cool new crankbait additions from Lucky Craft. I think you guys are really going to dig. Definitely check those out. Have you figured it out yet? What's making me look so sexy today?
Well,
It's not glasses.
I mean,
They're probably helping.
you know what I think it is? I mean,
It's not the Orion.
No?
But it's definitely helping. Cheers, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Your shoulders look a little wider. You've been hitting the gym.
I did some push-ups this week.
Hey.
Could be. That could be it.
I knew it.
Yeah. Here, let me flex for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You look swole.
Okay, you keep thinking about it.
That wasn't it?
Huh?
That wasn't it?
Nope, still not it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some Megabass baits. So, some important restocks or some key restocks just to let you guys know. We did a huge Megabass restock for core items. So, 110s, juniors, shiners, crankbaits, mag drafts, spark shads, all that shit. Everything is back in stock for core items. But a couple things I know a lot of you guys have been looking for that keep evaporating out. So I'm gonna let you know before they're gone. So it is definitely lipless season. The Vibration X Ultra in the redder tones are definitely flying out of here. So Stealth Craw and E2 Craw are both back in stock. If you guys have been waiting on those, you can definitely scoop those up now. Also, my favorite color in the Ito Shiner is finally back. This is GLX Galaxy Shiner. You throw this color, Jeff?
I've never thrown it. It looks good.
So a lot of guys shy away from it because it looks really bright. So it is GLX, right? Which basically just stands for a shitload of glitter, right? But here's what's dope about this color. It is a totally transparent, see-through color. So when the light hits it, I don't know if you can see through it or not, but when the light hits it, it totally becomes neutral. So you get all those cool bluegill tones in it, and I don't know what makes this shiner. I don't know how they named this thing. It should be GLX Badass Bluegill. But it's basically a supernatural bluegill pattern. So this time of the year, they absolutely smoke this thing. So they evaporate out of here in the spring. This is my go-to spring jerkbait, the shiner. and this color. So definitely scoop that up if you guys have been waiting on that. Also, we see a restock on some important colors of Pop Max that I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on. So Moslaw CB is back, Matte Shad is back, Bahama Milk Pearl is back, MB Gizzard is back. All the good shad tones and bluegill tones are all back in the Pop Max. So this is the biggest Pop Max restock we've seen in ages. Also, we see a couple colors return in the Rock Hog. Now, don't beat me up, there's no green pumpkin. Okay, there's a couple of Moebis, there's no Isogani. We see a return of the chartreuse green gold, the clear hollow, the white pearl. So if you guys are needing some Rock Hogs, these things have been evaporating out. We see a small restock on these, available now.
Oh.
You don't notice anything fresh or new?
Oh, yeah, you shaved, like I said.
Okay. New this week from Deps Japan, we see a brand new hardbait introduction. This is the Deps Korrigan Magnum. Now, we see the introduction of the 450 size. So this is going to stand for 4.5 meters. Now, that is tested on 20 pound. So that's going to get down in that 15-foot depth range on 20 pound. If you go lighter on 14 or 16, then you could be getting it down into 16 to 18 foot, no problem. Now, this guy is going to eventually be available in a bunch of colors, in a rattling and a silent. For now, they've released the silent version in 6 colors, okay? So we see a bluegill pattern, we see horizon shad, which is a no-brainer, we see a chartreuse sparkle, we see a gold, we see a hot tiger, and then we see a red craw. Now let's talk about this guy for a little bit. Let's spec it out, make sure you guys know what you're getting into. So the Deps Corrigan Magnum, this is 66 millimeters long, 19 grams, so if you're mathematically challenged, that's basically like 3/4 of an ounce or so, maybe a little bit more than that, okay, maybe 7/8 of an ounce. Now, a couple things to point out with this guy. If you guys watched our video with Kenta, then you know that part of the theory behind him building the Evoke crankbait was to create one big open chamber, so there's lots of air, instead of all these like reinforced chambers, right? So they did the same thing with the Korrigan Magnum, is they created one big open chamber. They also have a fixed weight underneath the belly so that it's going to run totally true. So what they've done is they've figured out that by putting these little like notches, these are kind of raised notches and they're on both sides of the bait. What happens is when this bait is cranking, as it cranks to this side, the water is pushing on that notch and pushing it back the other direction. And then the same thing happens. It's pushed back that direction, but then the water pushes it back. So instead of getting this really big, wide movement, it's a real tight movement that also creates a draft behind it. So it's a totally new feel for a crankbait going through the water. You're able to move it with ease. You can notice that it's a pretty squared off rectangular lip, so it's going to have great cover deflection. They've paid a lot of attention to doing a horizontal hook keeper that will eliminate any tangle and also keep fish hooked better. It's just going to allow the hook to rotate more in a 360 direction. So a lot of just little subtle things to make a crankbait different. I mean, at this point, with all the crankbaits on the market, subtlety is really all we've got left. But this should be a no-brainer knockout for you guys if you're fishing anything from that 13 to 16, 17 foot zone. So if any of those colors speak to you, definitely scoop them up. I don't expect them to last long, especially the first batch, because it's been a while since there's been a new deep diving crankbait from Deps out. But check them out. This is the Korrigan Magnum 450. All right, important restock. Our number one, well, it would be a tie between this and the Nautilus before I say our number one selling Spintail. Either our number one or number two selling Spintail. This is the unscientific numbers. The KRO Spintail is back in stock. We brought these in maybe a couple months ago and they evaporated out of here really quick. So all the key colors are back in stock in this guy. You'll notice what makes a KRO Spintail very unique is it is a circuit board body, so it's going to vibrate really tight, really hard, and it has this extended drop treble hook that will lift to sit just underneath that back blade. So as that back blade is spinning and you're getting short strikes, you won't be getting short strikes anymore. That hook will be positioned right underneath there and you'll have them. So the shad patterns, the reds, the bluegills, they're all back in stock. Check those out from Deps. Also this week, we see a big restock of my #1 jackhammer trailer, and that is the Deps Deathhadder. So the 4-inch and what I throw mostly the 5-inch, they're back in stock in all the colors. Now, I know a lot of you guys have at least added these to your jackhammer and chatterbait arsenal. If you haven't yet, or you haven't heard me talk about this, basically what the Deathhadder does over something like a Zappu or a Fluke or something like that is the Zappu is going to have a really beautiful kind of swimming motion as that jackhammer blade is moving. It just allows it to be a real wide motion. By putting the Deathhadder on there, the Deathhadder tightens it. So you can use the same bait, the same jackhammer, but change the trailer, and all of a sudden that Deathhadder is just a real tight movement. So instead of having a big wide body jackhammer, you have a real tight jackhammer going through. So it changes the action, changes the look, and I find that when the fish get picky, they really relate to this. So all the colors in the 5-inch are back, plus we see a brand new addition from Deps in a 3-inch size. Okay, now this is super dope because in Japan, obviously, they're the ones that taught me about using it as a jackhammer trailer, but the way the Deathhadder is actually fished is as a finesse bait. It's used on a little ball head, it's used as a Neko rig. Well, the 3-inch size can certainly do the same, but it's going to make an amazing drop shot bait. So for you guys always looking for a new drop shot arsenal, the new 3-inch size and the Deathhadder is really exciting. This guy's going to look great underwater, especially if you guys are around smallmouth or anything where they're feeding on smaller size baits. It's available in a ton of colors, you know, anything from whites to green pumpkins. So definitely check that out. I think you guys are really going to dig it just in time for season. The new 3-inch Deathhadder in stock now. All right, I'm sliding in, Jeff.
Oh, finally.
How's that sound?
Good.
I knew you would think so. Brand new soft bait from Deps. So this is an extension of their Bull Flat line. We see the Bull Slide. Now this is available in a bunch of colors. This is a 3.4-inch size. So you guys know the Bull Flat. That is the bluegill profile bait. It's got kind of the wedge tail, kind of moves and has all that beautiful motion to it. Then they released a Bull Slender, maybe about 6 months or so ago, that's a thinner version, more of a free rig or Texas rig, more of a finesse type version. Now we see the addition of the Bull Slide. So it's keeping that same kind of bluegill profile body, but instead of having that big wedge tail on the back, it's got these two cute little tails on the back. And this guy is actually designed to be a back gliding bait. So instead of throwing this on a Texas rig, free rig, however you guys are doing it, you're still going to use the Bull Flat, the Bull Slender, how you've been. This guy, though, is going to be great for pitching to trees, bushes, docks, anything where you want the bait to land and then glide away from you underneath. So they literally just showed up. Let's size it up. And let's make sure, yeah, so it looks like you're going to want to use either a 2/0 or a 3/0 EWG style hook, and I'll show you guys how to rig. I know most of you guys know backgliding already, so this is nothing new from you. Here we go. So this is going to be the front of the bait, right? This is going to be the back of the bait. We're going to rig it at the back of the bait. Okay, so we're going to go in and out. In there like that. Line that guy up. And that should sit just like that. And there you go. And then you're going to tie it here. Okay? So as this lands in the water, it's going to land and it's going to glide away from you. Right? So it's just a great way to hit different targets, especially this time of the year where the fish start moving into bushes, they sit up underneath docks, they sit in shade. Maybe you can't skip something in, or maybe it's just too thick, or maybe you suck at skipping, right? Jeff's shaking his head yes. He's correct. So this is just a great way to do it. You can pitch it to a target, it will glide away from you and back. Just a cool new addition. So definitely check those out. The first round is typical in Deps, right? We order 1,000 bags, we get limited bags. So they're gonna sell out very quick, so don't lollygag on this one. Definitely scoop them up quickly. But we hope this will become a core item because it's a much needed item. And we fished this style a lot with the fat Icas and some of the cover craws and different things. Definitely scoop them up, 3.4 inches, bull slide, available now. All right, well, since I just unveiled the next new item to rig that, let's talk about it. New this week from Zappu, Japan. We see a brand new hook. Now, actually, it's not brand new. They released it in Japan some time ago, but it's brand new to the US. So this is the Zappu Bellows hook. Now, I know a lot of you guys throw these stupid things, right? You shouldn't. Hey, don't get excited, Jeff. Come on. Well, one of the problems with those baits is because they're so squishy, the hookup ratio sucks, right? So Zappu got together for any of the bigger, bulkier baits, and they designed a EWG style hook. What does this hook look like, Griff? Go grab one of those. So this is obviously an EWG style hook, but what Zappu has done is, first off, it's like a nano coat type material, right? So it's gonna be really strong, really slick. They have lengthened this top shaft section here, and they've elevated the hook point above the line tie quite a bit so that it will sit in these shorter, compact baits that still need a lot of bite, right? So you can see on this one, you still get tons of bite, so it will still hook them really good. Now, Zappu will not confirm or deny that it is made by Ryugi, but looks very similar. So check those out. They're available in a size 1, 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0, 6/0. So you can really fine tune and match any bait you're throwing. So honestly, this is going to be an amazing hook for you guys if you're throwing any kind of short, squatty bait. That's how you like it, right, Jeff? Short, squatty.
Squatty. I don't think
Squatty.
I don't think I've ever heard that term before, but yes, that's how
But
I
that's
like
what you're seeing in your feed as you're scrolling up.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you guys are throwing beavers, if you're throwing the Rock Hog, if you're throwing, you know, any of the Bellows stuff, obviously, but don't get excited every time I say that, Jeff.
So good.
It's ridiculous. Flapping hog, right? Any of that shorter, thicker, better stuff, right? It's got some thickness to it. Give it the Bellows hook. Isn't that your line, Jeff?
Yes, the Bellows hooks is the best hook.
For what?
For short, squatty,
Thickies.
Baits. Get them now.
We should just go home. Should we just wrap it? Let's go get some chicken wings. Chicken wings. Let's stay on Zappu for a second. Couple more new additions. So this one is actually really exciting. This is the new System Hook RPZ Standard. Okay, and what this guy is, I know a lot of you guys have been using Jig Rig, Jika Rig, Tokyo Rig, Punch Shot, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Zappu has designed a way to where you can rig this with whatever weight you want to rig it on. Okay, so they've put all the pieces together. This hook is built by Ryugi, so thus my suspicion on the other ones. Okay, and you can see on the back how you can rig it. You literally just slip whatever weight you want on there, so you're not stuck with, you know, having to, you know, bend out, put something else on, or buy a pre-built rig. You can now just put any weight you want on there, and you can change them on the fly. Literally just fits right over that clip, pulls right off that clip, and you're good to go. So these are available in a 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, and 4/0 size. So you can fit almost any soft plastic that you guys want to use. Super stoked for these. I know you guys are going to really dig them. So new this week from Zappu. Also, we see a big restock this week of the Zappu bumper head. Now, if you guys aren't throwing the bumper head, I talked a lot about the bumper head on our BFS videos, okay? This is the little round ball head that I love for small finesse plastic. So if you guys are throwing like a little Hazardong shad, little Spark shad, small little doe live stick, any of that smaller like 3 to 3.5 inch stuff, the bumper head is dope. So it comes in a 3/32, a 16th, and an 1/8 ounce size. So it is in theory just a round head, right, with a wire keeper, but it has this additional wire keeper that also will stick into the plastic, and then it has this fully welded eye on it. So what that does is it just gives it the momentum to be able to just pivot down there, right? So it's going to give it just a little more side to side movement with that flexibility and that pivot on that welded eye than a traditional ball head that kind of just tracks true. So this guy will track and have a little more side to side shake, and they smoke it. So if you guys are throwing any of that, you know, small 3-inch, 3.5 inch finesse plastic, you guys will definitely love that. Those are in stock now from Zappu. All right, I've given up on you trying to figure out what's making me look so damn good today.
Oh wait,
Jeff.
you know what has stood out to me this
Yeah.
entire time?
What?
That thing on top of your head, that hat.
It is an amazing new hat.
I must
Wouldn't you say?
yeah. Now that I'm
Yes.
really taking a look at it,
Now, some of you, like Griff, may see Tennessee.
that was me actually. I said Tennessee.
He said the same thing.
No, he
Don't
said-
worry, you were not original.
You said some other guy.
Okay. Well, he called me Ben Dance because Bill Dance used to wear a Tennessee hat. But this is actually the Tekkel hat.
Oh,
So Tekkel is a friend of our shop. Hideki, the owner of Tekkel. Known him for ages. Great guy. He is very grateful for the business that everybody is giving him. If you guys ordered a bento box, you received a Tekkel Drunker crankbait this month. So I'm excited for you guys to use those. He sent a box of hats. So we are actually going to do some giveaways. Okay. So there's only a dozen. But if you purchase any Tekkel items this weekend, we're just going to randomly drop some Tekkel hats in there. So can't promise anything, but I'm going to leave it up to Griff. That way, if anybody gets dissed, can you handle it? Yes. Sugoi. Ugui. Zappu. Sugoi, Jeff. So, if you guys aren't familiar with Tekkel, they make things like the Springer Frog. Everybody knows that guy, right? We have a couple custom colors of kick knockers, taker buzz baits, one of our favorite bladed baits, the Blade Waker. Dude, it's only been like 4 sips of beer. So, if you guys purchase any Tekkel stuff, like I said, I'm going to put Griff in charge. We're just going to drop some random hats, and there'll be a dozen lucky winners. So, enjoy. I hope it makes you look as good as it makes me look. All right, Jeff?
yeah, you're looking stylish.
I know. All right, a couple of important restocks to let you guys know about. If you like doing it fast, and who doesn't, right, Jeff?
Yeah, the
You're
faster
dying,
the
dude.
better.
Yeah, that's what she said. 8-to-1s are back in Shimano's. So Bantams, Chronarchs, Metaniums, Curado 70s, Curado 200s. If you've been waiting on 8-to-1s, I have no idea what the hell Shimano is doing. I just unbox stuff, right? Everything's on order. Apparently, they just made 8-to-1s this week. So if you guys have been waiting for an 8-to-1, I have a plethora of 8-to-1. So scoop them up while you can. All right, new for us this week. A lot of you guys have been asking us to bring in Phenix, and we have done it. So we are starting with the high end, and we're going to work our way backwards. So if you guys have been looking, if you've been waiting, the Phenix K2 series of rods are in stock. All the models are available. These are available in both a casting and a spinning. These are just beautiful rods. They're all going to be in that $500 to $575 range, so $500 to $575. They're amazingly light. They have the Fuji Torzite guides on them. They're their highest end blank. They've got, custom designed reel seats. They've got beautiful kind of wood inlays inside of them. So gorgeous sticks, great actions. It's not a huge lineup, Okay, so you're gonna have to find an action that fits for you. But I figured I would just take a minute and point out a couple of the highlights that are within the lineup. So this is the 7.3 Heavy, which I think is an amazing like pitch-in, jig, kind of all-around soft plastic rod. It's 10 to 30 pound line rating and 1/2 to 2 ounce lure rating. So it's gonna be a great frog rod. It's got, you know, just a little bit of tip to it, and then it's all backbone, super fast. So, you know, frog, pitch, you know, small swim bait, jig, that kind of stuff, super dope. They don't weigh anything. Feel that, Jeff?
Let me see what you got here. Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
super dope. So just the guides alone, I mean, Griff builds rods, right? So if you were to buy these components, you're gonna buy the blank, right? What's just a K2 blank with nothing on it?
Very close to $300.
Yeah, so you got $300 in a blank. What's a set of Fuji Torzite guides run?
About 180
$180. You're gonna be in 480, almost $500
without a handle.
with nothing else, right, to build it on your own. So it's a great deal. So definitely check them out. Lifetime warranty with Phenix. Think you're gonna dig it. A couple other rods to show you guys really quick. They do have spinning models as well. So here's a look at the spin. You can see it's really nice and clean split grip. This is the 7.1 medium light, which would be a great all-around light line finesse rod. That one is dope. 7.1 medium light, it's really nice, just all-purpose rod. And then one that I really dig a lot, this is the 7.6 Heavy. Okay, but even though it shows a fast action, this one is actually more of a regular action. So you can see it kind of bends a little bit further down into the rod. So this is going to be a great one for throwing things like a swim jig, an underspin, you know, a Kitech, something like that. This one would be dope. So they all come in a beautiful engraved sock, and they also come as a 2-piece version. So you have the option of getting a single piece, or if, you know, space is of a concern, you can also get it in a 2-piece, which is pretty rare for a super high-end rod to come like that. So definitely check those out. We're excited to have Phenix in. If you guys have any questions, of course, we are here to answer them for you. All right, and then just a couple other important restocks. I told you guys that I would let you know when we see important models of Rods and Reels show, because it is going to be a shit show for some time in regards to rods and reels. So when you guys see something you've been waiting on, definitely want to scoop it up, okay? So a couple important things to point out. Jackall Poison Adrena. All of the rods came back in stock this week. So a lot of you guys were waiting on that 7.4 Heavy. It's back, as well as all the other baitcasters. So if you've been waiting on any of the Poison Adrenas, this is the time to scoop them up. We also see another big restock of Evergreen combat sticks. Now, I dropped this last week that we got a small restock. They immediately sold out. Most of the models are back in stock again, including, this is their newest model. This is the 7.2. They call it the shower blows rod or the moving versatile. This is a great all-around rod. So if you're throwing buzz baits, spinner baits, swim jig, bigger crankbaits, larger topwater type things, it's got that nice soft tip on the top, so it's going to cast and load very easily. So this is a great all-around rod. All the glass rods, that stuff, are back also from Evergreen, especially for $199, no brainer. Another one to point out that came back in stock, and this will probably be the last restock of this guy for the year. This is the Valley Hill Black Scale. This is the 6.7 medium light. So this is a very sexy JDM rod from Valley Hill. This is an amazing, like, light duty jerk bait, light reaction bait rod. Okay, so if you're throwing things like Pointer 78, 110 Junior, small crankbaits, that kind of stuff where you need a little whippier rod, this one is super dope. It looks sexy, $299, which is a crazy JDM price. Those are back in stock. And I know you Loomis fans have absolutely been dying because Loomis fucking sucks right now with their availability on rods. We're seeing some small drips through. This is probably the biggest conquest drip this week that we've seen. So 844Cs, 905Cs, 903s, they're back. We're still missing, you know, probably half the lineup, but this is the first time in a long time that we've seen this many rods start to come through, so hopefully it's a good sign. So if you guys have been waiting on Conquest, those are going to be back in stock this week. All right, guys, that is a wrap this week for us. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on any of the new items that we showed today, please drop me a question down below in the comments and I will get to it. Jeff will leave links to all the products if you want to check any of them out closer. We really appreciate the support. We appreciate the patience with the new website. I'm surprised Jeff didn't hound me
Oh, I was about
today
to.
about it. Oh, well, go ahead, Jeff.
You promised us last week that you would
I
have
don't remember
them-
promising anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, here's
Wow.
the scoop, dude.
Yeah,
The new
I want to hear
website
these
is
scoops.
done.
Where is it then?
Oh,
Why
it
is
is
not
done
launched?
and it is ready to go.
Okay, so we're gonna launch it tomorrow then.
I forgot
Sick.
something.
What could you have possibly have forgotten?
I forgot that I have to check people out in the store. So I didn't pay any attention to that. So it's going to take me a couple of days to figure that out. But the website's done. So we're
what-
going to launch it this week.
You mean in like a few months?
No, like in a few days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Nope.
And it's going to be amazing. We're even going to throw a party.
Hmm.
So next week, we're throwing a party.
No.
I'm going to do some giveaways. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't believe.
I'm going to
this.
have some hot chicks here.
I don't believe that either.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to have so much Orion. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
We're going big. All right. We might not have anything new, but it's going to be a fucking party.
I guess we'll see.
You
So,
in?
Can you make us all one last promise on this website right now?
What do you mean, one last promise?
You've made 4 promises on this website.
Well,
Can I get at
Customs messed me up last week. So, this week it's on me. 100%.
least- Wow,
Yeah.
taking responsibility for once.
I am. Yeah. But, that's all I can say about that. So, on behalf of myself and my family and Jeff and Griff and Carmen and John, everybody else around here, guys, thank you so much for the business. We really appreciate the support. It's always fun coming here and getting to hang out. So I apologize for all of Jeff's shenanigans. He's hard to keep wrangled. But thank you guys so much. We look forward to coming to you next week for the party. Am I right, Jeff?
We'll see.
For now, I'm going to have a party by myself. So cheers. That didn't sound right. That sounded weird, actually. But, maybe we'll make it happen.